And here we go with the blue Terran player representing Axiom Esports, spawning on the left bottom side of the map. Opened up very defensively in game 1 and 2. Perhaps he's going to have to spice things up a little bit here in game 3. Is of course hard.
Interested to see what build he goes for. As you said, that defensive build's not... well, it may have helped him a little bit on the 2-player map, but his opponent in the top right, the red Protoss player, formerly of Jin Air Green Wings, it is PigBaby.
And I don't think he's going to go Nexus first once more. That would be a little risky. Of course, you could say never change the winning team, but a 2-player map like Overgrowth is going to play out a little different. I'm very curious to see what we'll see from Hart, though, because, you know, his build in game 1 was just absolutely perfect against any aggressive build that Protoss will ever throw at you. I was still a little bit worried, because in the end of the day, most Protoss builds that are, you know, 2-base aggressive, or like even a little bit before that, because PigBaby never even saturated that base on King Sejong Station, are dangerous and are hard to deal with, but he did it pretty easy. However, in game 2, when you open up that passive against a Nexus first, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. So we'll see what he does this time, Nate, and it looks like it's going to be a little more... Rawr.
Hart's going back to his roots with this build, Roddy.
That's right.
A little bit of 12-14 action, you know. This is something that your build order, when you do this as a Terran player, it's not like the 2 barracks at 11 supply where your probe comes in and it's really obvious. Unless you count for the exact number of SCVs that should be in that mineral line, you generally won't notice that this is going on. But this probe, oh my goodness, PigBaby.
Oh, well, no, probe.
You're stuck, dude.
You're derping. Oh,
okay.
What a derp probe.
He's got himself together, and he sees this second barracks. That is quite nice because, in all honesty, even talking about this, if you knew it was going to be this type of build, this isn't where you generally expect that barracks to be. It's much closer to your base, so it's very smart for PigBaby. And like I said, if maybe he just looked at that mineral line, he said, hey, there should be one more SCV here, because you've already got one out on the map scouting and one building the second supply depot, so suddenly PigBaby has a much easier time. I don't think he wants to expand until he has a Stalker and a Mothership core out.
No, if I was Hart right now, what I would do is I would just immediately let my minerals go up to 400 and drop my command center as soon as possible. Because in the end of the day, he did not drop a refinery. This is not a huge commitment yet. And there is a chance that PigBaby will panic a little bit against after everything he just scouted. And he'll be like, oh, I'm going to play this safe because my opponent wants to be aggressive. And then suddenly you don't scout for a while. And you realize that, okay, I think I may have been just like a tiny bit too safe. Then you check on the other side of the map and you see like this fully saturated natural. And you're like, no. That happens, Nate.
It does. It does. I mean, Hart's doing the most that he can with this. And it's also important to note that Hart, because this is a 12 barracks and then a 14 barracks, he's been able to continuously produce SCVs. So he hasn't set himself too much behind where he would normally be at this stage in the game. So he can use the 2 barracks worth to put on a bit of pressure at the natural of PigBaby later on.
Yeah, his next is quite a bit later though, but he'll be fine. I look forward to see where both players are gonna take this. Game number 3. If you just joined us, welcome to WCS America Premier League round of 16. It's been a long week of StarCraft for us. This is like day 7 in a row, or more like day 12, right?
Yeah,
StarCraft.
Something like that. The StarCraft party never ends. This Stalker was actually kind of like dancing.
Where was it?
It was right outside the natural.
Was it
just on patrol. You know, I love to do this. And then the person flies the observer like, why do you have your Marine just like twerking there? Right for everybody to see in the open.
Actually, look, this guy's just really stressed out. And the longer I look at him, the more stressed out I get as well.
Just imagine if it was like Metal Gear Solid. You can only see what's directly in front of the unit, so he has to constantly go back and forth to make sure he can see the whole area.
Either way, the robotics facility is about to finish up. 2 more gateways being warped in. So far, this is like the most solid, safe build order for Protoss. You go 1 gate robo with 2 more gates. There's not really a build out there that this build is bad against. You will always have just enough units to defend against most things. I love these 2 sagas as well, making it hard for Hart to figure out what is going on.
Yeah, so the SCV ran in and died, and another bunker gets started by Hart. And what I would think is maybe Hart was expecting to see some additional gas in the second base of PigBaby. Maybe he was looking to see, okay, is this going to be a tech-based build? Because in some instances, you want to get the fast 3rd and 4th gas in order to be able to set up that robotics bay tech with a forge. But in this game, I'm wondering, do you think was the gas timing for PigBaby normal, or is it a little bit late?
sorry, it was slightly caught off the guard there, Nate. I was like obsessed with our scoreboard. I was like, since when is Hard a Protoss player? Let's fix it.
After MLG, I believe any player has any race.
Yeah, that is right. That's why I have to double check sometimes. But yeah, repeat your question and I will answer it gladly.
I was wondering if what time the second base gassed normally for Protoss. Because Hart started another bunker. I wasn't sure if he was scared of an attack.
Maybe. I mean, he didn't really see a whole lot, right? Yet he tried to scout.
Yeah, when his SCV died, all he saw was there was no gas.
So I guess it was just like safety first, and from that point on, we'll see where it goes. But everything is very standard for PigBaby. Sometimes the second go, like the simulators in the natural, is more like personal preference, as long as, of course, you don't wait too long with them. But often people like to gather a few more extra minerals first, and then they just like take the assimilators, both of them at the same time, and fully saturate them forever. If we look at the production tab, we see that everything is still very standard. It's a Twilight, it's a Robo Bay, and once more a double forge. Now, if I was Hard, I would really love to see him go up to 3 command centers before racks 4 and 5. That is just like, I feel that that is the best answer against this rather passive playstyle from Protoss, because if you drop racks 4 and 5 before your third base, I still don't think you're going to find a whole lot of openings. So I much rather have the much better economy if I was a Terran, but that is me. What's your take on it?
You know, it makes a lot of sense, because if the Protoss player isn't looking to take a third, and this map, your main base, that distance to the natural, it's still pretty small. So defending, Hart didn't really get any pressure done in the last map, and he is going to add on those 2 extra barracks. He only had 3, right?
Yeah, so it's still racks 4 and 5.
Yeah, he's looking to be really aggressive, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was another SCV pull at some point in this game. But some Terrans, and I'd say myself alike, just like to have those 5 barracks. Even if your third's a little bit later, being able to put on pressure is always nice.
Yeah, but I feel even with the 3 racks, you'll most likely be able to do the same amount, because it all comes down to the positioning of the Protoss army anyway. Of course, having a few more units means that like a certain Protoss army is now suddenly a target, while before it would be like impossible to engage it. But still, it will all come down to execution from this point. This is a very standard Protoss versus Terran setup. I love all the little units and observers that PigBaby has out on the map. He has excellent map vision. Man, this guy loves his observers. He has 5 observers currently. It's sick.
He has. The map vision is real, Roddy, as Hart moves up to that watchtower. But you know, it's nice because you can see all the different drop paths. He's even got this observer moving into patrol. But there are 2 Colossi on the map, a third one on the way, and extended thermal lance is almost done. So this very marine-heavy army of Hart is going to have a hard time pushing the front, whereas we just saw those stalkers in the main base waiting to catch any potential drops. And this observer, boom, he knows exactly where Hart is, and he knows where his army needs to be to defend.
He better knows exactly where Hart is when he decides to open up with 5 observers. If you have 5 observers and you don't know where your opponent is, then I just think you're doing it wrong. This seems like a significant amount of observers that you should have some vision. It's going to be hard once more for Hart to find an opening. There's so much map vision for PigBaby. Blink is ready, so he has this Stalker hit squad like you mentioned in the main base. Now soon this is going to be the best moment for Hart. Now PigBaby will go up to 3 bases. Yes, he does have Blink, he does have Colossus. Ooh, he's going to pick up everything. Of course there is observers. If we take a look at the map vision of PigBaby right now, we can see that he's just high-fiving this medevac squad. So Stalkers will be brought in position. Is Hart still going to go for it?
Oh, Blink's right under the medevacs, picks one full one off, and that was not a successful drop, Roddy.
Not yet, but this time there will be a hit squad on the left side of the map as well. Actually, a couple of Vikings are being brought to the party. There are Colossus there, but they're very, very exposed. So 1 medevac down, 3 more left. Hart throws down a scan in the main base. PigBaby actually sees this hit squad. That's wow.
Almost picks off another medevac. It would have been a big loss. This army's trying to attack the third base. 3 Colossi here, still a few Stalkers, dealing some damage to the Viking, but Hart's going to have to back off, and PigBaby still has not really been slowed down, and his build, his 2-2, is so close to finishing.
If you want to put that in words even further, or in numbers actually, if you just take a look at the unit's last resource tab, we can see why PigBaby has not really been slowed down. Well, he hasn't lost a single unit yet in this game.
That's cost efficiency right there. Yes. This observer sees the third base go up,
no.
So was his first resource lost, that poor observer? Yeah. He did his job.
Hart is like, nice, now I can start dropping. He's like, no, Hart, there are still 4 more.
Like, oh man, I only have 4 observers watching the whole entire map.
I love how he's still keeping them. Okay, Hart is gonna most likely send a lot of units via the left side of the map. He wants to deny one of these bases, or at least do a lot of economic damage in the right side. There are still a lot of Blink Stalkers in the main base of PigBaby, and the rest of the army is gonna try to defend the third base. I feel that. Actually, he saw the army. PigBaby saw the army move, and he thought like, hey, that's a whole lot of units, and he's sending everything, even the Blink Stalkers, from the main base. So now the main base is actually exposed, and he's gonna warp in as well in his third base. That means no defensive warp-ins in the main. This drop from Hart should do some work now.
Yeah, just 4 Zealots here. Colossus did just pop out. It's going to run over and try to help defend against this. And the Observer sees that Hart's army is going home, so he can bring more of his forces over to the main base. And, you know, he really didn't take too much damage, but he's starting to pull PigBaby around a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that could have gone a lot worse. I was a little bit worried there because PigBaby saw the army march across the map and he thought that was everything. And he even used the Blink Stalkers that he had defending in his main. And then he even warped in on the other side of the map as well. It's like, oh boy, he's going to lose quite a bit. But he got a little bit fortunate with the timing of that one Colossus that was still there. And that Colossus helped the Zealots in pushing the drop away and buying time for the rest of the army to defend. So he didn't really take any big losses.
Colossus was the real MVP defending that drop. This Marine runs in to the natural, attacks a pylon before being burned to death. But there are a lot of Colossi on the map. Still no Storm. No Templar tech, really, from PigBaby. He likes having this very heavy Gateway army, too. He has like something like 24 Zealots on the map.
It looks like a massive army of Hart in the middle of the map. He's on 139 supply. That is a lot. +2 attacks. We're about to finish up for him as well. The SCVs are being pulled once more. I'm not sure how I feel about it, Nate. It is possible. 13 Vikings, but there are 19 Stalkers. As long as these Stalkers get in a good position, this is a really awkward moment for PigBaby to fight.
I mean, he's moving in. He's at the tower. The SCV's still now just arriving, and these Vikings are getting better shots on the Colossi, but it still looks similar to the last game. The only thing that's nice is he has this upgrade set up. His +2 is done. Hart has broken his opponent's forces. You said that there's just so many bio units on the map. He's getting very close to PigBaby's base. 3-3 is still not done. Just warping in Zealots right now, and one more Colossus will pop out.
Massive stim forward. He's going to stim in the natural and work on this next. Is going to be able to take it out almost immediately. Soon there will be a Colossus. Zealots and probes is not going to be enough against this bio hit squad army. Slowly but steady, Hart is losing a few units, but I feel there is too many bio units left. Even though there is a Colossus in the high ground. A couple of Marauders being dropped on the high ground. Oh, loving the play there by Hart.
He's just making sure there's nothing to be done to defend against this, and GG is called Hart. Our Terran player.